want to say thank you to the students who sent me the audio, right? I'm going to listen to the
I
audio.
don't. I
I didn't, remember,
sorry, I
Marlene,
didn't.
yeah, I didn't
Yes,
send it.
yes, I didn't.
No, no problem. You can send it
Well,
tonight.
I never. I did.
Wow, you are so honest.
Sorry. Sometimes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, don't worry, don't worry. But I want to say thank you to the students who sent it because it's a very important practice, right? So if you send the listening, if you send me the audio, I can listen to you and I can give you feedback. And that's a very important thing. Now, let's continue with the review for tonight's class because the time is running very, very fast. So remember that so far we have been talking about the ED pronunciation, and this topic is critical to understand it and to practice it. Okay. So first, I'm going to play this video for everyone in the class, so you can, watch it.
Position of the suffix ed determines its sound. Ed is used to represent the past. My name's Ed. You can call me Ed, or you can call me D, or you can call me T. What sound will ed make? How do we know? The dead Ted strategy. When a root word ends with D or T, these two letters join ed. Land, landed. Start, started. Applaud, applauded.
James the pass, Ray Allen, bang!
The whisper strategy. When a whispered sound ends a root word, ed joins the word and a whispered t is heard. The whispered letters are K, CK, C, F, S, X, and P, SH, CH, and PH. K, F, S, X, P, Sh, Ch, F. Kick, kicked. ED makes the T sound.
Niño Torres, el golazo de Fernando Torres en el borde di Bailey.
Pump, pumped. ED makes the T sound. Pitch, pitched. ED makes the T sound. The noisy strategy. When a noisy sound ends a root word, ed joins the word and a noisy D is heard. If the ending letter is heard with your voice, then ed as D is the choice. Roar, roared. ED makes the D sound. Chew, chewed. ED makes the D sound. Sneeze, sneezed. ED makes the D sound. The popular suffix ed comes last to represent an action past. Find the letters that end the word to choose which ed sound is heard.
Okay, thank you. So that was the video that I had prepared for you. And we're going to go to this, right? So remember that this is important to refresh in our minds, right? So when a verb ends with the sound p, k, s, sh, ch, or th, then you have to pronounce the verb with the t sound. Okay, so you say, for example, in this case, help, finishes with the p sound. So with the ed sounds with the t. So you say helped, helped. Okay. Now here we say wash, and wash finishes with the sh sound. So we say in past tense, washed, washed. Okay. So remember the sound here. Look, this is the last sound of the verb, help. And if you pay attention, the verb, the sound is here. Look. So if a verb finishes with the p sound, in past tense is with the t. Okay, helped. Like when you were saying before, this expression right in the class, you were saying bump. Look, the verb finishes with the p and ed, so you have to pronounce bumped, bumped, helped, helped. Now, if you pay attention to the next one, we have here wash. The last sound is sh, right? And look, the sound sh is here. So the pronunciation is washed, washed. Okay. Other examples of verbs that have a voiceless sound are when you say, for example, this one, dance, right? Dance finishes with the s sound. Okay. We can also say the expression kiss. Okay. We can say the expression watch. Okay. So the last sound of dance is the s sound. The last sound of kiss is the s sound. The last sound of watch is the ch sound. So in past tense, you're going to say danced, right? You're going to say this with the ed. Remember that here we have to add the d. Here we have to add the ed, right? Here. And here you have to add the ed as well. But the pronunciation is watched, kissed, danced. Yes, Marlon?
Pero dance no termina en la que aparecen ahí.
Yes, that's a good question. But pay attention to the last sound. You have to pay attention to the sound. Dance is the S sound. So it finishes with, look, the S sound, right? So what directs you is the last sound. It's not the spelling, it's not the letter, it's the sound, the last sound. So here, dance, danced. Kiss, kissed. Watch, watched. Do you understand?
O sea, más que cómo se escribe, cómo se escucha la pronunciación.
Yes, is the last sound, right? For example, there's an expression here many times. For example, this one, right? Embrace. Look, embrace is like to make something like this. So embrace, but in the ed is embraced, right? So it finishes with e, but the last sound is s, embrace. Okay, so the same like this. Okay, any person has questions? No? Okay, let's continue with the next one then. The number 2 that we have is this one, right? When a verb finishes with these sounds, which sounds? L, m, n, j, g, b, v, w, or z, right? Then the pronunciation is with the d sound. So, for example, here we have call. Look, l, call. The verb finishes with the L sound, right? So, and the L sound is here. So you have to say called. Look, and then the sound called. Play, play is the last sound, E, but E is a vowel, right? So you say played, played, okay? So this is like this the second rule, and this is important to remember. Okay. For example, there's a verb here that says like this: listen. Listen finishes with the n sound. Now, the spelling is with ed, but the pronunciation is like this. You have to say listen, listened, right? That's how it sounds. Listened. Okay. So you say, for example, I listened to music last night. Okay. Or, for example, you can say the word rob, right? And you can say, for example, in past tense is robbed or que lo asaltaron. And you can say, for example, she was robbed. La asaltaron. You say she was robbed. Okay. So, and the pronunciation is robbed. Okay. Do you understand this second part? Yes. Do you have any questions? Okay. And the last one is the easiest, right? Because in the last one here, the last one says if a verb ends with the sound t or d, then you say wanted, needed, right? So if a verb finishes with the t sound, so you have to say id, wanted, needed, okay? And that's it, right? So we have other examples of verbs. For example, here you can say visit. Visit finishes with the t sound. So the pronunciation is, with id. Visited, visited. Okay. Or you can say, let's say, visited, wanted, needed. For example, this, right? Divide, divide finishes with a d sound. So here you say divided, divided. Okay. Now, after this practice or after this exercise, we're gonna go for some practice. Okay. And the practice is here. So I'm going to ask you to, in the Nearpod session, I need you to write sentences, okay, explaining the following. What did you do on the weekend? And here we have different verbs. Visited, watched, enjoyed, cooked, fixed, invited, ordered, painted, cleaned, watched, and played. So I need you to tell me what you did on the weekend. Please write it on the Nearpod session and give me your opinions. Okay? I'm going to give you, let's say, 3 minutes. Okay, for you to write what you did on the weekend. Do you understand the exercise? Yes. Okay. Emma understands.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you very much, then. So please write your expressions. I'm going to give you an example, right? You can say, last weekend, well, in my case, last weekend I enjoyed the time with my family. Well, my wife cooked delicious food, and I cleaned my house. Okay, that's it. Look, that's my short description, right? Last weekend, I enjoyed the time with my family. My wife cooked delicious food, and I cleaned my house. That's what I need you to write. Okay. So I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you how much? I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. Okay. So I'm gonna get the time here. Timer, and there we go. Time is running. 3 minutes starting now. Okay. Please write your answers in the Nearpod session, guys.